Mduduzi Shabalala is not a superstar. Mduduzi Shabalala is a 19-year-old who's come into this Chiefs team, a Chiefs team that some might say is average or even below average, and is a good player. Mduduzi Shabalala has had performances where he's been very instrumental, but there's been quite a few games where he just disappeared. And that is to be expected with a youth player. But he's not a superstar. Not yet. And if we're being real with ourselves, the reason why we are rushing to crown him, we are rushing to put our hopes and our dreams in the future of Kaizer Chiefs on his shoulders, is because we have seen a good thing after a very long time of darkness at Kaizer Chiefs. But let's not be hasty. Let's not be hasty. Let's not let our excitement crush a player who is meant to be developing. Guys, remember that this is Kaizer Chiefs, and even though over the recent years, we haven't shown that we're still the behemoth of the club we were. We haven't shown that we're still as ambitious of a club. It's still a massive, massive team. And to coach it and to play for it has a lot of pressure and expectation that sits on your shoulders. But we're rushing it. And this is not good for players who are developing to overnight become what we want everything of Chiefs to be. Because he's shown sparks of brilliance. Let's not destroy a player. Because we've destroyed players before. This is what destroyed Abo Chabupule. This is what destroyed Abo Junior Khanye. This is what destroyed Abo Skapi Maladzi. Players who were really, really good, but were young. Coming into this game that they love, having to deal with growing up, having to deal with the money, having to deal with the eyes, having to deal with the fans loving you. Mduduzi Shabalala did a skill move for 3 seconds that trended all over social media. What does that do to a player's ego at 19? If you watch the news with the coverage of the under-23s right now, who are they following? Where are these cameras going? And if you think it was tough during the times of Jabupule, during the times of Bo Junior, imagine what social media does to amplify that. So let's not rush. Let's not rush to put crowns on his head before he's ready to hold it. Let's not rush to blow good performances out of proportion. Let's not rush. Let's allow this player to develop. There's pressures. And there's been players that have crumbled under the pressure, even just recently. What happened to Happy Mashiane? A player that was playing a significant role at Kaizer Chiefs. A player that started a CAF Champions League final. What happened to him the moment it all broke? Where is he now? Young, up-and-coming player. Where is he now? Because we built him up. We built him up very far. But when that pressure hits you, when you hit that downturn, oh, is it heavy. Look at Nkosi Mphile Ngobo. Umshini. Umshini was the bright light. Umshini, we said he was held back by coaches. Umshini, we said that he needed time to develop, to grow, to do all these things. Uata was going to come in and he was going to take Umshini to the next level. Because he knows him. What has happened to Ngobo? Where is he? The crown was too heavy. The crown came too early. The hype came too early. The expectations came too early. Wanting him to be the crown prince, the future, while he's developing, before he's gotten to that point, kills a lot of players, especially at the big clubs. Within the team, they have to manage it better. Arthur can't be putting this player into a very important position with a very, very heavy load so early on. We cannot be looking to him for answers when there's other players on the pitch that should be giving us answers. We have to be careful with the development of these players. And I know, as fans, we may not have the control, the say-so in Kaizer Chiefs in order to make sure that these guys aren't being rushed into position. But what we can do on our side is make sure that in our reactions, in our expectations, in our review of what the player does, we have to keep him grounded. And thrusting superstardom on him is not going to work. Too early. And we also have to reckon with ourselves that a lot of what we're speaking about is being selfish. Again, because we've seen a nice thing, we've seen a light at the end of the tunnel, we've seen something that is happening at Kaizer Chiefs that is good. And we want it to work so badly that we want to rush it. Don't rush it. Cassius Mailula at Sundowns is not being rushed into being a superstar. He's sitting behind players, he's learning. Teboho Mokoena was not rushed into the limelight. Maybe it's unlucky that Mduduzi Shabalala found his stardom at Kaizer Chiefs and his start has been at Kaizer Chiefs. Maybe he's unlucky with that. But we have to create an environment and a structure that's going to allow this boy to blossom. And maybe he is unlucky in that he's playing for an average, some might say below average Kaizer Chiefs team, where he might have to put his hand up a lot earlier. But he's young. He's learning. So love him. Support him. But be there for him and keep him grounded. Especially with the type of weight playing for Kaizer Chiefs comes with. With the type of weight playing number 10 for Kaizer Chiefs comes with the type of weight of having to put an attack on your shoulders at times comes with. Let's not allow him to go the way of a Mashiane, the way of a Mshini, the way of Jabupule, the way of Skapi Malatsi, the way of Junior Khanye. We need to nurture him. Mduduzi Shabalala is not a superstar. Not yet. And it's up to me and you to do what we can in what we control to make sure he gets there. To make sure we don't criticize as hard when things goes wrong. To make sure we don't praise as hard when things go right. We need to nurture him. Mduduzi Shabalala is not a superstar. Yet.